So, I'm just coming back from my morning jog. Admittedly, I'm not as good as cardio as I want to be, because, well, while I was bulking, I didn't really do much of it. I mostly dropped it because, back then, my job was very physical. A lot of heavy lifting, a lot of walking around, stretching, you know, so it practically took care of itself. But despite that, I managed to put on some fat I didn't want, so, you know, it just goes to show you got to be careful, even if you're doing cardio. But anyway, it's a bit of relevant news, speaking of which, something bad happened. I kind of lost my job. What happened was, I was made redundant, which, unfortunately means I'm out of the job right now. I'm going to make the best of it. Basically, my plan is, keep working on my fitness, you know, keep trying to stay fit. Keep looking for another job as well. It's not going to stop me. Shit like this happens in life and you just got to go deal with it. But oh well. Still trying to get back into the mix of actually jogging places. You know, my endurance isn't too good, but if I keep going, if I, you know, just keep doing it every morning, which is my plan, now that I have a lot of spare time since I'm unemployed, might as well fill it with things that are actually, you know, useful and will help. You know, not just going to be looking for a job, can actually be trying to improve myself. It's an opportunity, may as well take it. Yeah. So, right now, I'm just, this is my neighbourhood. Fairly decent place, actually. Filled with some nice people. Never had a problem. Yep. And I've just been using, hold on, my Fitbit tracker to keep track of, well, my steps. A lot of people have different opinions on them. Some people will say, oh, they don't work, they're terrible, they're shit. Or some people will say, oh, they're great, you know, they help you really track your calories, they help you motivate you to stay fit. The target goals they set are really good. I've got a bit of a mixed opinion on them, and I might do a video on that later. For now, honestly, I'm just happy with it. It was a Christmas gift, and if it's a gift like that, I don't care what it is. Hell, I don't care if I don't like it. If it's a gift, I'm going to use it, and I'm going to be thankful for it. So yeah, just picked up something special from the supermarket, you know, right before I get home. And I'll show that to you when I'm there, and talk a bit about my progress and what's been going on in the last week. Hitting the 3rd week of the keto diet. So, just got home, standing on my balcony. I get a decent view of the sunsets and sunrises from here, so there's that. Anyway, what I picked up from the supermarket was actually just 400 grams, nearly half a kilo, of glucose powder. Now, on a keto diet, you're not meant to have carbs, but it's been about 3 weeks. I found I'm decently keto adapted. My keto sticks are showing I'm in ketosis. So, you know, but I have noticed that my workouts have become a bit harder, you know, I'm straining myself more, you know, lack of carbs is actually starting to get to me when I do high intensity work. And so what I've decided to do is switch to a targeted ketogenic diet. What I was on before was the standard ketogenic diet, you know. It's a bit like Atkins, a little different, but, you know, no carbs, you know, no carb ups, no nothing like that. Just straight no to low carb deal. Targeted ketogenic diet is a little different. With a targeted ketogenic diet, you have some carbs, glucose, right before your workout, about 60-30 minutes beforehand. And when I say carbs, I don't just mean, you know, fucking oats or just any carb. I mean talking about the high glycemic index carbs, you know, sugars, a bit like, like glucose. Glucose is higher GI than table sugar, which is actually why I picked it up. It's absorbed quickly into your bloodstream and it's not stored in your liver. We don't want it being stored in our livers because we want our livers to stay producing ketones and burning the fat we eat and the fat on our bodies. So instead, the glucose is, you know, converted to glycogen and pumped right into your muscles. And the high intensity work you do is basically you're gonna work all that out, use the energy up, so you have a big energy spike when you work out. And then afterwards, maybe for an hour or two, your insulin is really high, and so you don't want to consume any carbs because they'll just go straight to your liver, and we don't want that again. But, you know, a few hours after that, you're back into ketosis. You drop out of ketosis for maybe a few hours, so it's not really that bad. And hey, if it helps you work out harder, faster, stronger, all the better. Especially if you're actually bulking on keto, because I know people have done that. I've never bulked on keto. I like oatmeal too much. I love oatmeal, and I'm kind of missing it on this diet, but oh well, when I get back to bulking, plenty of oats coming. So yeah, that's what I've been doing right now. I weighed in this morning at about 140.4 pounds, so that's a loss of 2 pounds in a week. It's a little high, but I don't mind. I don't think I've lost too much muscle mass. I might decide... Cats running over the roofs again. I might decide to bump my calories up by 100 to 1800, just to see how my fat loss goes then. You know, it's all about experimentation, so I'm just going to see, and honestly, I'm feeling pretty good about myself. My abdominals are starting to show through a lot more. I'm not jacked yet, but maybe one day I will be. I don't think I'll get jacked by the end of this. I mean, my muscle mass isn't high enough, but at the very least, I will have... my abdominals will be visible enough that I can sort of, you know, use them as a judge of body fat, because admittedly, you need really low body fat to see abdominals. So when I go back on my bulk and start doing a strength training program, I've been mostly training hypertrophy before, using reverse pyramid scheme. But now I'm going to train up to just pure strength, because I want to be able to lift even heavier. And of course, then you're going to get stronger, and then of course your muscles are going to have to strain more, and your nervous system gets better, and because you're actually lifting more weight, then your muscles start to grow. With hypertrophy, you gain a little bit of strength if you're using the right scheme, but not nearly as much, and so it can, you know, you can stall occasionally, and, you know, you progress in strength a bit slower. So bulk up with strength training, cut back down, start hypertrophy, damn, that word is stupid to say. Start size training. Again, that's much better. Start size training with heavier weights so I can grow even more. Yeah, that's kind of what's been happening. Okay, so there was also something else I wanted to talk about. It's just mostly to do with your attitude. I mean, you know, I just lost my job. It sucks. I hated that job. It was a horrible job. I had to get up, it was 12-hour shifts, had to get up at 5 AM, which I wasn't used to, so it was, and then I had to work till 6:30 PM, then get up again the next day 5 PM. I didn't have time to go out and do anything with friends. The people I worked with were just, most of them were actually alright, but the manager was an idiot and a dick, and my co-worker was a dick and seemed to just desire to make my life hell. Tried talking to him about it, you know, I tried to be civil and say, hey mate, please, you're just kind of being a bit of a dick right now, I don't appreciate it, and he just, nah, he didn't care. And so it really kind of depressed me, all those months working there. I was there for 3 months, it was at least solid work, even though it was minimum wage, and I still struggled to pay bills occasionally, had to pull some extra hours, but even just then being let off sucked. And on my day off, you know, I took a walk. I like to take walks, helps me calm down, helps me stay fit, you know, just some slow cardio. But I found myself, you know, I just wander around the neighborhood. I walk through retail stores, because I like looking at retail stores, you know. I like going into big outlets and just seeing what's on offer. Even if I don't buy anything most of the time. And I was walking through the Warehouse, which is the New Zealand equivalent of Walmart, except a lot classier, not as redneck. And I was just walking, looking at the things they had on offer, and I came across the food aisle, of course, eventually. And I was just walking down it, looking at all the chocolate and the chips and the biscuits and the soda and the energy drinks, and I just thought, I don't want to do this anymore. I just want to be happy. I want to, you know, take that big bag of M&Ms, eat it all, and be happy for an hour. Of course, I've done that before. When I was overweight, I always ate. I stress ate. I ate to take care of my sadness, and it didn't turn out well. I would eat, and I'd feel fantastic. I'd feel so happy for about an hour, and then the guilt would kick in. I'd feel useless. I'd feel fat. I'd feel like I would never, ever change. And so, I knew, despite walking through those aisles filled with all that temptation, it wouldn't do me any good in the long run. It would help me for maybe an hour, maybe 2, and then, of course, guilt would kick in. I know I would have ruined my ketogenic diet. I'd be out of ketosis for days. Something you unfortunately have to worry about when you're on a keto diet that you don't have to worry about on just a regular diet that's low fat, high carb. But yeah, it wouldn't help. And that's the kind of attitude I think you need when cutting, when dieting. Even if you're not a bodybuilder, even if you're just looking to lose some extra fat off your body, you need to be able to have the will to say no. You need to be able to have that mindset, be able to say, is this going to help me in the long term? Yes, I will feel happy in the short term. Sure, I'll feel great. But what's it going to do for me tomorrow? Next week? Next month? Next year? Am I going to keep doing this? Am I going to fall into my habits again? Am I just going to start, stress eating? Am I going to eventually then fall out of my exercise regime because I'm too, bloated and become too lazy to actually go to the gym anymore, or to, try to work out? And it just goes to a downward spiral. And when you have a mental illness like depression, which I suffered with for, since my high school days, since I was 14, it didn't help that my parents didn't believe me, and they always made fun of me for it and yelled at me and, never supported me in that. Even, especially with something like that, you need to develop the will to get through. You need to develop the power, the mental fucking fortitude to say no to what you know is bad. To go out, accomplish what you set out to do, because you know that will make you happy truly for days, weeks. Every time I step on the scale and see a weight loss when I'm cutting or weight gain when I'm bulking, it makes me happy for days. Not just, I'm happy for an hour, but then days later I'm still thinking, yeah, I gained a pound. That's probably actually, at least half of that's muscle, I know. My diet's going good. Or hey, I lost 2 pounds, or 1.5 pounds, or even a pound. And I can see it. And that's just a great feeling. It helps you so much more than going back into bad habits will. It helps you just believe in yourself. Others can believe in you. Others will tell you, they'll tell you all the great things about you, but when you are depressed, you don't believe them. You can't. Because you look at yourself and you hate yourself. And you just can't believe what they're saying. That any of it could be true. But it is. You just don't see it. And that's why self-confidence is also important. That's why it's half of the reason why I exercise. Half of the reason why I diet and I bodybuild. Because it's made me feel so good about myself. I look in the mirror and no longer see a person I hate. I see a person who's progressing, who's meeting his goals, who's, improved from who he was. I still get depressed. I still have urges to binge. I still feel like giving up occasionally. But your diet doesn't matter. Your training doesn't matter. Your daily plans and goals don't matter. What fucking matters is your will. Do you have the mental strength to pull through? When life kicks you down and puts 20 pounds on your back and says, deal with that, motherfucker, can you get back up? Can you push up with those 20 pounds on your back and be stronger for it when you're back up? And stand with those pounds on your shoulders and have no problem. Stand like you did before. Stand tall and stand proud. And that's where this channel's name actually came from. Iron will. It's what you have to have. Diet, exercise, goals. They are your means. Your will is where they become reality. It's what you put them through. So when you're dealing with depression, when you're discouraged, when you don't think you're meeting your goals, when life has kicked you down, when you have bills to pay, you have no job, you start wondering where your life went, where you are going, where you'll be in the next year, 2 years, hell, just in the next month sometimes. Just keep going. Don't give up. Keep trying for everything. Keep going. Because even if bad things happen, even if it doesn't work out, even if your goals go wrong, the road you've taken to try and achieve them has improved you despite. And hey, just because you failed now, doesn't mean you'll fail in the future. Peace out, guys. Like, subscribe, comment. If I'm wrong about something, call me out on it. And if you have questions, ask me. Stay strong, guys. Keep that iron will going. Keep that iron will strong. And I know